Like they say, not all heroes wear capes, some wear helmets. Attorney General nominee Dorcas Agik Oduor says that there is need for proper consultation between the State Law Office and specific state departments when it comes to policies so as to reduce or possibly end the runaway losses by government in the courts. Oduor, who was vetted today for the Attorney General's docket, cited her impressive legal background as her suitability for the job. Friday's vetting also saw Beatrice Askul, the nominee for the Ministry of East Africa Community and Regional Development, appear before the Committee on Appointments. Ibrahim Karanja has more.
Hopeful to be approved and fill the position of the second Attorney General in President William Ruto's government and the first woman ever to hold that position, Dorcas Agik Oduor was put to task about her suitability for the job.
And I would divide my achievements from the Office of the Attorney General and the Office of the DPP into 4 sectors.
You remember the mega scams in this country, Anglo leasing, Goldenberg, name it. When the suspects go to court, their defense is always the Attorney General approved, the Attorney General advised.
If you find favor with me, I think this is one area where the Attorney General must consult with Cabinet to agree that there has to be standards on how contracts are drafted. There has to be a central place which ensures quality assurance, because what we talk about here is a matter of quality, not quantity.
If approved by Parliament, Oduor will get into the hot seat against a backdrop of a series of court losses for the government, with the latest being the decision by the Appellate Court to invalidate the 2022 Finance Act, leaving the government at a crossroads.
What will you do to improve the quality of legislation coming from the executive now that if you are approved, you will become the Attorney General?
It is a concern if bills are declared unconstitutional when the Honorable Attorney General has contributed to them. What I would do is to find out why they have been declared unconstitutional. Number 2, I would make sure that as the Attorney General, I advise that wherever we come up with a bill, it meets the constitutional requirements.
What will you do to retain good state counsel so that government doesn't continue losing cases in court?
If I'm losing a case because I have a bad case, it would be my responsibility as the Attorney General to make sure that before we go to court, I relook at the cases that we have. I try to mitigate the risk of going to court.
However, there is a challenge for Dorcas Oduor in the event she is cleared by Parliament. The office she has been nominated to is extremely important, yet according to complaints by her predecessor Justin Muturi, there is a likelihood of not being involved in legal decisions, with the concern being whether her occupation of the office will change this situation. She declared a net worth of 80 million shillings after serving for 3 decades. Her wealth declaration once again bringing to the fore the question of how some cabinet secretaries had an over 100 million shillings increase in net worth with just 2 years in government, yet Oduor's 3 decades in public office only resulted to the 80 million shillings net worth. Earlier, East African Community and Arid and Semi-Arid Lands Cabinet nominee Beatrice Askul appeared before the committee. She too explaining her expertise besides addressing important issues in her designated ministry.
I am from a pastoral community that is still rich in culture. There is nothing about me, if you read that word properly. It is not mine. There is nothing under my name. But because the culture allows us to live in the manner we live, in terms of communal life, family life, that worthiness is not cash. It is the property we have.
If approved, a school whose net worth is 100 million shillings will be the first woman from the Turkana community to serve as a cabinet secretary in Kenya. Ibrahim Karanja, NTV.
Now,